All right, I think I'm live. I'm on Harrison, walking towards Clark. Looks like my mic is showing sound. I don't really have a lot of subscribers, so I don't know that I can get much feedback yet. But here we are at the alley behind, and as I look down there, it doesn't really look like we're seeing too much. I don't think there's any moving equipment down here or anything. I was speaking with Shannon earlier, and she said that it looks like they moved their permitting until Saturday. They'll start their build out. Excellent. Thank you, Ellie. I have a feeling this will be a very boring one, but I'm just trying to make sure that I can do lives with the StreamYard. I wish I could do it with the DJI because I can control the focus a little bit better and the zoom a little bit better, but we'll go on. So this is Clark Street. This is where the new Ideal Org will be. This parking garage on my right, this is where we saw, I think the other Chicagoans call her Barbie. Blonde girl, I think they say she's been in the org for 20 years. As we head down the street, right, again, a lot of restaurants and a lot of residential. So you've got delivery and takeout pizza, and then a Subway, followed by Dunkin' Donuts. And after the Dunkin' Donuts, we have the college residence. This is interesting. There's some moving trucks out here, so might be able to see something in here. These moving trucks are right in front of the org. You see, I'm going to walk into the street real quick. Oh, that might be a beer delivery for First Draft too. Oh, here we've got some folk. People walking out of. I think these are coffee in front of the org. Morning. I'm pretty sure all of those folks were org. Another pizza place right next door. The first time I was down here, I don't know if this will show up or not. Let's see here. The first time I was down here, there were patrons coming out of there. It was lunchtime, so it makes sense. People have to eat, and I don't think that they've got a cafeteria built out yet. Liquor store, which I don't know, are Scientologists allowed to do liquor? And then a gym, another restaurant, All Stars, seafood and sports, lots of TVs in there, so football season, it's a lot of fun there. I will say First Draft, I used to live in this neighborhood, and First Draft is one of my favorite places. They've probably got 40 crafts on tap. So that's very nice. Pure Green, I think it's a juice bar. This is a very large residence. When I get down to Polk, I'll turn around and I'll kind of give you an overview of how tall the residential buildings on the street are. I don't know how well the sound's coming through because I can hear the truck to my side. I don't know if this mic is picking me up better than the ambient sound. Oh, thanks, Al. So if you look down this street, just above the stop sign, you can see those rails. Those rails are the metro station. So those are trains that head to the south suburbs out of Chicago. And then you've got massive residence here, large residence here, all the way down that street. That's all residence. Those are condos over there. This is an old train station. That's the old Dearborn Street station. Kind of iconic. I think it's a historic landmark. You've got Half Sour, which again just another local bar. Um, Imprint is that very tall glass structure there. That again is a um, all residential. Pretty sure it's condo or owner, not apartment. Um, Strange. They've only got the one floor that's got the patios, and then on this shorter deck, there's a pool up there, and you can see just above the pool deck, there's another patio. That would be an awesome place to watch the event from. But I'm guessing you either have to be a resident, and I'm sure you couldn't get consensus from the landlord to do that. You could definitely do it to film, but I doubt you could cause a ruckus up there. Let me see here. All right, on StreamYard, let me see if I can do it over here. All right. Later on, I'll have to have one of you show me how I can add um, moderators. I'm guessing that nobody's really watching the stream yet as my first live, so I don't know that I'll get crushed today, but I'm sure I'll need it pretty soon. And I do plan to upgrade the StreamYard. I just want to see if this is the one I want to go with or if it'll be another company. As I started back towards the org, I think you saw them all rush back in. The woman in black is coming out of the org. Oh. And I don't know if they'll let everybody out. Great day for a cult. When I clicked the three buttons, it was showing I could block, I could ban, I could star. Maybe there's a scroll list there that I'm not seeing. Yeah. I'll try to figure that out. One of the, like I said, I don't like this as much as the way that I can control it with the DJI, but I don't think that I can do DJI native and do the YouTube native. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I just am trying to get as much content up on the channel so that YouTube will unlock or enable the live streaming mechanism. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so I won't be able to be with the team. My hope is we get a whole bunch of people in here. Let me see if I can, let's see here. Do I have, so the bottom comment I see is from Pokeroo. Ellie Rose looks so cool on the video. What do you guys want to see? What can I show you? This building here is interesting, and I worry about this because, again, I just think it's going to be a terrible source of raw meat, I guess is what they call it. This is the federal building where most immigration starts in Chicago. So that's concerning that there's that. Again, you've got the college down there. I'm going to walk across to the next street is Dearborn. During the financial crisis, all of the colleges, and I'm going to go with Scientology, was sitting on a hell of a a lot of cash, and they were able to buy an awful lot of these buildings down here. The very large building at the end of this street, so that's State Street there, that's also, I think it's Roosevelt University's dormitories. Again, we're seeing, 10 stories here of residential. This is another federal building. Yeah, what I really hate is, and I don't want to, they have open windows there, but the the bottom of this is a child daycare. I don't think that they actually recruit the pre-kindergarten folk. Oh, sorry about the noise, truck backing up here. There is an awful lot of college students here. And I'm going to say that I do think that Scientology does great at marketing, and they can entice with that good, warm, fuzzy feeling at the beginning. And I worry about how susceptible, young minds who want to save the world are going to be. And by the way, I love that we have young minds who want to save the world, but it's really scary that Scientology is so obtuse and they don't really tell you what they're doing. This again is that Dearborn Station down Dearborn Street. This street right here, probably 4 times a year, they do closed street festivals. So again, this is Printers Row, and there's an awful lot of old bookstores at the far end, and it was always a printing mecca. This is where the phone book came from, newspapers came from. This is a very dirty, and it was a rough neighborhood. If you didn't belong here, you really didn't want to be here 20 years ago. So this street, they do an awful lot of, like I said, closed street festivals. And again, we're seeing all these restaurants here. All of this is residential and hotel. This is upscale boutique hotel. Residential on this side, residential. Immigration courthouse, that was the building that I showed you behind us. This is how they advertise their parking. The building ahead of me on the right-hand side is a high school. Not sure how well they are there. My expectation is, because of this new location and the foot traffic, if we go 2 blocks ahead, we'd be in Grant Park. So that'd be a great place for foot traffic. The Metro's train station behind me, I'll say that we always see Jehovah's Witness folks there, and I forget the other group that stands with their books in front of them and kind of just wait for wanderers by to ask them questions. Ellie, do you know that while I'm on StreamYard right now, if I had my second phone with me, I could then look at the YouTube comments, and is that a place where I could then make somebody a mod? And also, if I make somebody a mod, are they just consistently a mod, or every time I start up a video, do I have to reselect them? This is a neat building, and they've got a roof deck. And from the roof deck up here, so this is the old transportation building. It's very, very tall. This also would be, I think, an unobstructed view of the event. I think I'd mentioned when I first got on that Shannon found out that they kind of altered their permit. So they were supposed to start setting up today. They're not going to start setting up until Saturday. So I don't think I'll be able to see anything in there. I did bring my drone because I was hoping to see some of the setup. I do have some permission from some of the local landlords and businesses that I can be in, let's say, hidden places, um, so that I don't have to worry about uh, any kind of issues with that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if they're still trying to delay. Like, I don't know why they would have changed those permits. It's possible they didn't get the permits. Um, I don't know where Chicago Scientology Audit. By the way, please go over and subscribe to her and Trashy BMW. And I think the other one is Nance Drew, Nancedrew. She's trying to start up a Chicago-based one. Pearl was a riot last night. I will say that I know that her eyes got big as saucers when she looked on Google Maps where the new Chicago org is. I did kind of do a recon of the street this morning and sent it over to her. Um, See if she can find something that I'm not seeing there. By the way, the street we're on now is Dearborn, and it parallels Clark Street. There's a street between them called Financial, but half the time Financial is a street and half the time Financial is an alley. How bad does the sunlight does it wash out the camera, or are you able to see things fairly clearly? There's Nance Drew. She found, and I went to Scientology.org the other day, and I could not find that picture with the sign exposed on there. I didn't really dig around that much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk past Clark this time, um, see if we can find anything in the alleys. Um, Chicago is a heavy union town, but I highly doubt that Scientology is using the union moving companies. Every time that I've seen a truck there, it's been of the form of U-Haul or 2 minute truck type things where it's day labor for the most part. I don't know, and let me see if I can do a pinch zoom on this. It doesn't look like StreamYard lets me do that. If you look down Clark, there's a little bit of a rise, and that's Roosevelt. Roosevelt would be the street that's at the bottom of Grant Park. The first day I came down here, it was lunchtime, and I saw some of the staffers kind of gathering at the end of this alley, kind of meeting up. It looks like it was like if you saw kids walking to high school, right? That they were all, hey, let's all group up, and then we'll head back over to, or we'll head to school, or we'll head to the office, whatever that process is. So this is the alley behind. That truck, I think, is a little bit further than the Scientology door. If you look up top, that building with the crane is directly opposite the building across the alley. And again, new building, so when they first purchased this building, that would have been blank. I'm sad because I heard that Danny and Leah are probably headed up. but I'm going to miss them. This morning was pretty cool. I was down in the alley here. And by the way, I don't know if you know that crane's not exactly quiet. Hopefully you're hearing me pretty well. That the crane was hoisting some heavy stuff up and down. Yeah, I think those blue pallets are Scientology, so I don't know what that truck is ahead of me. So this is the pizza place right next door to them. And this is the back entrance. This morning when I came by here, that door wasn't fully closed. But again, I think it's trespass if I open a door that's not my property. And I don't need to be that much on their radar. And then this building is adjacent to the parking garage that's on the end of the street. Yeah, this is a restaurant supply truck for Pat's Pizza. By the way, all the pizzas down here are really good. Pat's is my favorite for delivery. It's a good one. Paisan's, okay, it's good. It's typical American bar food. There's a Geno's East on Dearborn. So that other street that I walked down, I walked towards the train station. Had I walked the other way, had I walked the other way, I would have gone to Geno's East, which, that's the more traditional pan pizza. Those are not exactly diet. Yesterday, Shannon, again, I'm sorry, Barbie. That's what Shannon and Trashy call her. She parked in here and walked past me. I think I've got a video of that. I just haven't put it up yet. And then I got on a train to go up to the 3011 Lincoln place. And when I went up to, just as I got to 3011, Barbie had gotten there with, I'll go with a more veteran staff worker, a little bit hunched over, dark hair. I asked them how they were doing, and Barbie very quickly hustled her into the building up there, which I'm getting the impression that that's status quo. I think we got more org members out here in front of that sandwich board. I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't know if Chicago is Sea Org staffed or if it's locally staffed. I've seen, as Pearl Snappy put it last night, they're either really old or they're really young. Excited about the opening? Oh, they apparently need Carla. So the red car also is staffer. I have a feeling that this is back and forth to the Lakeview space. So now I wonder if, since I'm out here, they're going to try and sprint past the door on this process. Now it looks like they're headed out. Oh, that's a scary thought. I hope these two aren't Sea Org because they just walked out of Columbia College. and they're definitely blocking traffic a little bit here and there. So, and I'm sure I'm getting pictures taken for the Fun Facial Rec space. So, I could only read one word on there, and it said ship, but I didn't see much else. But again, they came out of Columbia College. Ugh, that's just a frightening thought. All right. I appreciate you all joining in. I wasn't really paying attention to the chat that much. When I get back to the to work, I'll see if I can respond to any questions that showed up there. But I am going to say this was a fairly successful first live through StreamYard, and hope to see you soon in the future. Thanks, everybody.